Hey guys, KEnODvT here, and this is the final game in a series of 5 between Duckloadra and TheLittleOne. TheLittleOne has now gone back to Terran. Maybe, I suspect at this point he is playing random. He has won both games as Protoss and lost a game as Terran and as Zerg. This might be because Duckloadra's PvP isn't up to scratch, or maybe Protoss is just TheLittleOne's best race. Who knows? Pardon me, that was just me having a drink. This map is Shakura's Plateau, and they are spawning on the opposite sides of the map. This map, as I like to think of it, the smiley face map, is quite interesting because it's got this back door between the bases. However, this back door is probably not going to play a part in these games, which in this game, the previous 4 games have been reasonably short, all around the 10-11 minute mark, and you can just look down here to see how long the rest of the game is, because I do intend to upload this to YouTube, but I'm not going to tell you. I have no idea who wins. This is going to be quite interesting. Both players haven't cheesed, and I suggest neither will. Cheesing is a risky way to do things, and I don't think in the finals, in the final game, you cheese. However, you never know. We do see Duckloadra going for a 9 pylon, very typical, what he's been doing the entire time, and TheLittleOne going for a 10 supply depot. However, the supply depot placement is not where it's normally be, which is quite interesting. This placement suggests he's going to wall off around his base, protecting his mineral line above all else. Who knows? We shall just have to wait and see. Both players... This is quite interesting. If TheLittleOne has by choice chosen to play Terran, I'm a bit puzzled. If it was a choice, I would have gone Protoss, because Protoss, he's winning. He's won both games as Protoss. So if it's not a choice and he's playing random, I'd really like to know. If you know, please post it in the comments below. Otherwise, we shall carry on. A gateway being produced as well as an assimilator. We can now see a refinery, a barracks, and an SCV. Again, identical things for both races. At this level, standard builds are very standard. We do see both players going for the scout in the non-standard direction, which is quite interesting. Maybe they're both trying to find out if they should be watching their back rocks really early or not. Maybe that's it, I don't know, because they are scouting the... sorry, my mouse just decided to die then for a second. They have just decided to scout the opposite position, and they will have now go the standard position, so they now know where each other are. The TheLittleOne is going in the right direction, I believe, and Duckloadra has found his opponent. One Marine is going to say goodbye to this worker, and this worker might not even make it out. Yes, there goes the worker. So the TheLittleOne was able to snipe the worker and stop any significant scouting information being scouted. All the other player knows is that I have a refinery and a barracks. However, he does not know about this tech lab. Maybe he's going to try for an early Reaper push. This could be quite powerful, given that he won't have a stalker. No, the TheLittleOne is going for a bunker push. This bunker push could be quite powerful. However, it has been started by Duckload and is going to be stopped. The TheLittleOne is going to have to stop that and cancel the bunker. I don't think the 2 Marines are going to make it in time, and no, he's pulling the 2 Marines back. He has pulled the cancel. Now we do see a Marauder and Stim being done on a barracks, so maybe he's trying to irk out every single advantage he can out of this Stim. Maybe he's going to go for a Stim timing attack. An odd strategy, but it would not be a stupid one. These 2 Marines are in a very good placement and can see the entire width of this canyon, as it were. They are going to now have to deal with this Zealot, and a Zealot dealing damage to a Marine is not a cute thing. They will be able to irk out an advantage. However, we do see a pylon being placed over here. This is very good, because this, if the TheLittleOne comes in here and does place another bunker, which I suspect he is going to try to, he will be able to warp in units round the back and come in. This basically means that army units wise he cannot be locked in. He can also warp in guys down here and go straight for the Little One's mineral line. However, it's going to be quite close given that warp gate has not been finished yet. He does now have 2 gateways on the field and a 3rd. We do see quite an terrifying force coming over for the Little One and a supply, an SCV, so we will probably see a bunker being placed. And perfect timing, because Duckloadra has just sunk all his excess minerals into an expansion. We can now see him trying to do every little bit of damage he can. He's taken out the Stalker, now he's going after the other Stalker. However, this push was fairly well weakened, 2 very good force fields, and this push has done basically nothing. He was able to take 2 Stalkers and was not able to get another. That Marine was wasted. Sorry, that Marauder was wasted. Well, maybe not wasted, but taken. The Little One has now laid down a reactionary expansion. This expansion, I suspect, will get cancelled because the Little One does not have an army to defend with. He has 2 Marauders, that's it. He may have a 3rd by the time his opponent gets here, a 3rd and a Marine. If Duckloadra was to push in right now, I suspect he could win, but if he waits for this bunker plus another Marine, it's not going to go very well. This expansion is going down. Now, is it going to be an orbital? Yep, an orbital command. I would have thought maybe a planetary fortress would have just made it impossible to take, but no, he's just going to go the standard route of a command center. He has now laid down a factory. I thought that was another barracks. He has now laid down a factory. This could mean he's going to go for a tank. A tank up here would make Duckloadra life very difficult pushing up this ramp. We do now see a reactor, so it's not going to be... Never mind, it's not even going to be a tank, it may not even be Hellions. He is building a starport. I suggest it's going to lift off, land there, to allow him to reduce double medevacs. This army plus workers will be able to hold off this expansion, especially if he can hold this bunker. He is not able to, however, and this is going to make his life very difficult. He is desperately trying to get up this ramp, trying to get his workers and army up, but it's not going to work. This might even be GG for the Little One. There is a lot of zealots in here and a lot of firepower. The Little One may have overextended with this expansion, but we'll see what happens. The 111 and the expansion has prevented him from building very many gas units. He is now trying to play kite around the zealots, but these zealots are not going to have it. However, bringing the workers in from the mineral line to do what they can. We do have 3 Marines and a Marauder. This expansion out here is going to die. It is flaming now. We can see that 2 Hellions have been brought out. These 2 Hellions will allow him to kill these 2 Zealots. These 2 Zealots are dealing massive damage. They are, however, going to die in this spawn. However, we do see him pushing up with the rest of his army. The Little One is forced to GG, and that is the series. Duckloadra coming out on top with 3-2. The Little One having amazing trouble in that last game dealing with a Protoss 3-gate. Unless there was a 4th gate I'm missing. No, it was just a 3-gate with a strong econ behind it. Probably chrono boosting those warp gates. The Little One, in my eyes, did make a few mistakes. I think the 111 build and the expansion at the same time stopped him from being able to produce the units he needed to fend off that attack. If I would have been him as soon as I had lost there, I would have cancelled it or made sure it was Planetary Fortress. If that was a Planetary Fortress, this push would have meant nothing. But bygones be bygones, hindsight be hindsight. Very well done by Duckloadra. The Little One was unable to push back this 3-gate, very powerful timing attack. Little One forced to GG. This is KEnODvT bringing you a very exciting best of 5. Won by Duckloadra 3-2.